Hey YouTube. Alright, listen. I'm gonna go through this Constantine movie with you. I'm going to talk to you about the alignment again. I'm going to show you that the alignment is in the movie itself, how they line it up. I'm hoping that by showing you this, you'll start to understand the movie stars and the constellations that they represent in order to give times and to communicate with each other. I'm not saying what they're communicating or why they're communicating this or why it's so important to them. All I'm trying to show is that the pattern is there, and that when a pattern is constantly repeated, it's like detective work. Now, I know that we've been conditioned to just throw that kind of stuff out as conspiracy theory, or we are told things like, oh, you can make things fit. But let me tell you something. You cannot make this fit. It is just there. Trying to make something fit would be trying to just draw in a bunch of useless information. But for some reason, this information is important. And in order to understand just how important it is, let me show you something really quick. If we go to the Cologne Cathedral, this cathedral took almost 600 years to finish. Years built 1248 to 1473. So 200 just to do that. Then it was another 600 before it was actually really finished. And then the restoration is in the 50s. But the very front of the twin spires at the church, the twin spires and the cross, see, twin and then the cross, and you'll understand the importance of that soon. Okay, if you go to, again, the Cologne Cathedral, and we go to Mary, images. Let's try to find a big one here. There we go. That way I can zoom in better for you. And please forgive me in advance. Again, this is so much information. I understand that it is a lot of information. I also understand that it can be mind-blowing. It can be confusing. I'm just, but I have to get it out there. I'm hoping that you will bear with me, especially if you're somebody who really likes to look into this stuff. And even if you're not, if you learn more of this, that's the less they can enslave your mind. Alright, so here you have the Virgin Mary with the sun as her shawl, with the moon at her feet, and there's the serpent with the tail and the head, okay? Now, we know that that is Mary with the sun as her shawl, the moon at her feet, and the serpent. Okay? So this is of extreme importance that they build cathedrals, and the Bible and everything is centered on this stuff. Okay? Now, I'm sorry. We're going to use Keanu Reeves because he's a perfect marker. We have so much information on him that he's easy to follow as far as trying to teach people this stuff, okay? So now that you can see the symbolism at the church itself, and remember that Bible, massive blood was shed to spread that word, okay? To spread the clock, to spread the information, and the cathedrals are built to it. Now, again, I do not presume or to pretend to know why. Alls I know is that there is a consistent pattern, and the consistent pattern is in relationship to this specific alignment. So let's go to Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves was in a band called Dogstar, okay? So there's our first sign, Dogstar. So if we go back to the stars, I'm going to try to move this slow enough for you. Okay, so that's our Dogstar, Sirius. Alright, right here on the collar. right there. Okay, so Sirius, sorry, my cat, as soon as I start talking about the dog, the cat starts meowing. Okay, that's Athena. I think I told you guys that before. All right, so anyway, Sirius, the Dogstar chases the rabbit down the rabbit hole, right? Chases Lepus. And that is why in the movie, The Matrix, he's chasing the rabbit. And when he goes into the room with the kids and the spoon, if you pay attention to what he's actually looking at when he first goes into the room to go see the oracle, and the kid has got the spoon bending, what's on the TV is the movie Lepus, okay? And he's looking at the movie Lepus because he's the Dogstar and he's chasing the rabbit, all right? The dog's tail in mythology pulls the ship. Notice something else on this ship. You have the dove Columba, and up behind it you have the raven or the crow. It is listed as different birds. All different mythologies will list it as a different bird. It could be sparrow, like Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean, hence the ship and the bird. And the great eagle wings on the Virgin's back, okay? But this is Noah's Ark, and it is on the flood of the Milky Way, and he sends forth the dove, and the raven goes to and fro, okay? Now, the other thing with Sirius is, Sirius sits on the horizon at a certain time of the day, and this year specifically, it's going to be, see the crux right here? Let me zoom in. Okay, here's the crux. So you have the cross of underneath the centaur, okay? The centaur stabs the beast, right? And this is Therion. Charlize Theron's character is often linked to Lupus the beast. I'll show you really quick. Okay, see, Therion, Greek for wild animal or beast. The beast, Revelations, a monster from the book of Revelations. Therion is the name the Greeks gave to Lupus, constellation wolf. Okay, so we're dealing with monster. Remember, she's in the movie Monster. She's dealing with the monsters in the sky. I mean, the monsters in the movie Devil's Advocate. She's even in that movie Monster about the serial killer, and she's talking about the Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel is a symbol relating to beast and monster also, as far as their code language. Okay, I know I'm going off track, but anyways, just to understand that the beast, revelation, monster, Therion is the name Greeks gave to Lupus. Theron, they put her then in the character as this. So, on the equinox, we have our Dogstar Sirius. Our Dogstar Sirius is going to be crucified on the crux on the horizon, and then directly across from that crux over here, Saturn is also going to be crucified on the crux at the same time, and directly above, the sun is going to be crucified. So we're going to have a pyramid, all right? So we're not just going to have just the alignment of Virgo with the sun as her shawl and the moon at her feet. We're also going to have Saturn, hold on, at a certain time of the day. You'll see why I'm doing this. We got to get them on the horizon together, okay? We're going to have Sirius on the crux. I wish I could just draw you guys a line here. Okay, Sirius on the crux over here in the middle, under Centaur, where his penis would be, okay? Saturn on the crux, and the sun on the crux, okay? Now, Saturn takes 29 and a half years to get through all the signs. And remember, in the mythology, Jupiter beats his father and takes his place at some point, right? So the three brothers, Poseidon, Zeus, and Hades, defeat Saturn in the underworld, right? Or Hades comes out from the underworld. All right, now check this out. 2 years later, all right, in September 2019, so if you go 2 years, 1, 2, look at that. This Jupiter is now in the place where Saturn was. So now we have our pyramid again on the crux, okay? And if you go to 9:30, you have the sun is her shawl, the moon is her feet, and Jupiter, Sirius, and the sun all on the cross. 2 years later, but on the 30th. That might be important for people who are following the Hoover Dam stuff because of the fact that the Hoover Dam, I think, was dedicated on September 30th. So just keep that in mind. Some people won't be able to follow along with what I'm saying there. I'm adding extra information for those who are really into this stuff, who already know a lot of information. And I'm also trying to explain some of this stuff in layman's terms so that you'll get it. You'll start to see. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Again, I thank you for bearing with me because, again, it's a lot of information. All right. So now we're going to go back to this year, to the 2017. And again, our character, Keanu Reeves, our Dogstar Sirius, is on the cross with Saturn, with the sun, as Jupiter is born, with, hold on, the moon at her feet. Okay? All right. All right, so now let's go to some other interesting information that happened before we get into Constantine to prove what we're saying. What I'm saying, I should say. Okay, so if we go to... okay, so here's Keanu Reeves' band, Dogstar. Keanu Reeves, okay, so we go to the Dogstar. Here's John Wick, okay? Now here's John Wick's tattoo. See the wolf, the therion, the beast, see the cross, and then see the fire. Okay? They've got it right here on his back. We have the information sitting right on his back. The wolf. Now, one might argue then where will the sun be? Maybe, let's see. Well, okay, somebody can figure that out after. I'm just going to go with what I'm seeing so far. But, yeah, so, hold on. Then we go to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, right? And he always had on that jacket with the happy face. And the clown face, the happy face, is linked to why so serious, right? Why so serious? So all this clown stuff that we're dealing with, this is all part of it. You know, like the clown stuff that they're putting in the movies and stuff. When you're seeing things dealing with the clown from the movies that they're making, that have the understanding of the script of the stars, the movie stars, you know you're dealing with serious, okay? All right. When you're dealing, again, with the bowling alley, like in Big Lebowski, you're dealing with the horizon line, all right? And, okay, I can't get in all that or I'll start to lose you. All right. Again, it's so much information. All right. So now let's go to another piece of interesting information before we go to the Constantine. The 42nd day of the year is February 11th, 411. I'm sorry, 211. So February 11th is the 42nd day of the year. And that is in relationship to Jupiter. All right, because Jupiter has the alchemical symbol of 4 and 2. Okay? And it takes 42 weeks for Jupiter to be in Virgo's womb before Jupiter's born of the Virgin. All right? And 42 is the degree at which you see a rainbow. All right, so 42 degrees is when you see the rainbow. All right, so the importance of 42, if you remember and you go back to the 9/11 video, is Jupiter 42 fell with the twins. All right, but now Jupiter 42 is going to be born of the Virgin. All right, and remember all that when you're listening to Somewhere Over the Rainbow and all these songs with rainbow and the Tin Man. Jupiter's metal is tin, so the Tin Man is Jupiter, because Dorothy the Wizard of Oz, you're going through the seasons, the time spiral. She starts at that time spiral. All right, again, I know it's a lot of information. I'm just trying to give you little tidbits before I get into Constantine. All right, so Jupiter's being born, 42. Okay, so on the 42nd day of this year, 2017, a twin plunged to her death at the new World Trade Center. Okay, so remember, the twins fell.
The family is grieving the loss of a 29-year-old woman who fell to her death.
All right, so on 9/11, Jupiter fell into the earth with the twins. And then, so 42 fell with the twins. Now, on the 42nd day of this year, a twin falls to her death, supposedly rescuing a hat from the World Trade Center. Okay, 29-year-old woman. All right. Now, if we go to Constantine, the movie is the twins. So the two girls, the one girl falls to her death, and then the sister is trying to find out what happened. Now, I have to be very careful playing this because of copyright, even though this is for a teaching thing. So I'm not going to be able to continue the sounds, but I'm going to show you that we have the markers from the twins all the way over to Scorpio, just like we did on 9/11, all right? And that we've got Sirius, and you're going to know for sure that that's Keanu Reeves is Sirius, and you're going to see that the crab walks over his hand in the scenes. So let's go back here. And here's Sirius below the horizon. And see, the crab's going to walk over his hand. You're going to notice that the scenes are dark with him. He's in the darkness, all right? And then, as we start with the twins, we're going to, I'm going to describe in advance what we're going to see so that it might help follow along in order to follow the thought process. Sirius is going to have the crab walk over. Okay, first the twins. We're going to be introduced to the twins in the movie. The twin's going to fall to their death. The one's going to fall to the death. The other one's going to hear the phone ring, a warning, 911. Then we're going to see the cross on the wall, right? The cross, the crux. Then we're going to be introduced again, when we see the cross, to our Dogstar. The Dogstar is going to see the bird fly by. Okay, the bird's going to fly by. And as soon as the bird flies by, we're going to get the warning. Warning, your time is running out. Equinox. Okay, and that's what it's going to say. And then it's going to give a Chevy thing. And underneath the Chevy thing, it's going to say Viacom, which means I am. Thank you, Andrew, for that information. Okay, so anyways, then he's going to go, Sirius, Keanu Reeves, is going to go to, he's going to fight this little thing, and then he's going to kick the crab, right? He's going to kick Cancer the crab. Then he's going to go and he's going to meet with the kid from the movie Transformers, and I can never say his name right. I've been told it 100 times, and I still mess it up. But our Transformer character he's gonna run into him, and then that kid's gonna say, "Can I go with you into the bar?" Well, whoever his character is can't, because he must have to stay above the horizon line, okay? But Keanu's gonna go into the bar after they talk about Papa Midnight. Papa Midnight is the crusader for neutrality, because Papa Midnight is the crusader for Libra, for neutrality. And when we see Papa Midnight, he's going to be wearing a scorpion necklace. Okay? So again, our Dogstar's going to have the crab appear, walk over him. We're dealing with the twins, one falls to their death. We're told that our time is running out, equinox. We're going to go see Papa Neutrality Libra, and he's going to be wearing Scorpion, the necklace. And on this equinox, Saturn, Sirius, and the Sun is going to be on the crux. 2 years later, on 2/19, on 9/30, Jupiter takes Saturn's place. Jupiter takes Saturn's place. Just like in the mythology, he defeats his father, and the sun again is her shawl, and the moon again is her feet. And we have another crucifixion in the Trinity, in the pyramid. All right. Okay, so remember, the phone's gonna ring, and that's our warning. And I'm gonna try to pause it in between. All right.
Listen. Hello? Hello? Hello?
I'm just muting it once in a while because you know how they are. There's our cross. There's our 911 right there. See? 911. So we got the phone ringing, our cross, our 911 warning. By the way, we have 76. 7 times 6 is 42. They introduce us to 76 a lot. 42 is of extreme importance in all of their stuff. So we're going to see John Wick. And he's not going to just be the cross. It's going to also be the trident. And of course it wants to buffer just because we paused it. And then here comes the bird. There, see right there's the bird coming. Now we get our warning. Your time is running out. Equinox. And then, of course, they're advertising to buy a new Chevy. Rat sleep sinking ships, right? It's water. Because remember, he's in the water. So here comes our rat. And here comes the crab over him. Like, you can't make this up. You can't force it to fit. There's the crab over him. So then he fights the locust-type creature. All right, and then I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. He says you should mind your own business. Okay, so now he meets with the kid from the Transformers. So people who are following the Hoover Dam stuff, there's the kid from Transformers. And then he says, oh, let's turn the caption on. Oh, wait. All right. Hold on, you can't hear him. Let's see.
Crusader for good. He swore the oath of neutrality.
Okay, so he's the Crusader for good. He swore the oath of neutrality because they're going to go see Papa Midnight, okay? And again, that's Libra, the oath of neutrality.
John, the man's a legend.
Yeah.
Can you please get me into this bar, John?
Okay, now he's asking John if he can get him into the bar, but John can't get him into the bar. He says, you can get in the bar if you can get in. So whoever he represents in the constellations cannot hang out in the same exact spot as John, okay, the planet Sirius. Okay. But then notice he's going to say, what is it, John? 2 ducks on a cloud and a bear? All right. Because the mythologies are a little different. People can tell them however they want. But go back to your star chart and you can have 2 dogs on a cloud, 2 something on her hair, 2 frogs on a bench, and the bear. Okay? All right. So that's what he's going to do.
Please? I'm begging you, John, please? Please?
Sure, you can get in.
I can get in?
If you can get in.
What? If I can get in? It's a bear, though, right? Or two ducks in a cloud?
Okay. All right. So we now have our twins. We now have our Dogstar with the crab walking over him, with the rat leaving the sinking ship. He's in the water because he is in the water. He's in the darkness because he's in the darkness. He's going down into the bowl, into the bar. He can't get in. He's going to say 2 rats on a bench or whatever. Then he's going to walk in. He's going to go through the different turning water into wine and different other scenes in the stars, okay, because of the constellation of the chalice. And anyways, that's all up in there. Again, also in the stars. And then when he sees Papa Neutrality, he's going to be wearing the scorpion necklace, okay? We'll mute again for a minute.
2 frogs on a bench.
I'm sorry that the quality is such crap. But I'm just trying to show you so that you can go find it yourself and you'll see these scenes. Okay, so here's Papa Midnight, Oath of Neutrality with the scorpion necklace on his neck. Alright, so it is a bit creepy that on the 42nd day of the year, a twin falls to their death at the new trade center where the twins previously fell with the 42 Jupiter that was in the twins on 9/11, okay? And then they're giving exact alignments in movies, all right, using the movie stars as the stars telling the script of the stories from within the Bible, okay? And let me see here. If we also go to, what else? There was something else, I think. I know I'm messing up because, again, it's so much information I'm trying to share. Another thing interesting is Twin Peaks, that came out again this year with the twins. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden because I'm trying to get this conveyed to you guys. It's again, it's constantly repeated. Oh, I know what it is. I'm sorry. All right, so he's gonna go talk to the twin. I almost missed that part for you. Okay, he's gonna go talk to the twin because this is the other common theme that we keep seeing, is that when we're dealing with this equinox, this date, they keep linking it to darkness. Now, I'm not sure if it's just because Sirius and Saturn at that time are in the darkness, or because we're following the sun when it's going to go into the darkness. I'm not really sure the exact reason why, or if they will do something related to electricity and then blame somebody else or something else for the darkness. I have no idea why. I don't even try to speculate. I just pay attention to the common pattern. So he's talking to her. They're going to start walking down the street. And when they do... Okay, so... they start talking about, but the devil believes in you. And as they do, there goes the power goes out. And then, right behind her is the Virgin Mary with the crown of 12 stars. I hope that helps people understand a little bit more again about the alignments in movies. They are in the movies over and over again. Once you start to figure out who the characters themselves represent, it's not that I believe Keanu Reeves is the Dogstar. It is that is his assigned character. Now maybe his assigned star. Now maybe he chose it, maybe it was chosen for him, maybe he didn't even know it was chosen. A lot of stars don't know. But they are used in that way. And that's why you see things constantly repeated on the loop, because it's the same loop. It's the same stars over and over and over again. And there's many people, many actors who are serious. They can't just have Keanu Reeves, you know what I mean? Because it's not like he can be the only actor in movies, but they have to have the alignments and they're honoring the stars. So there's going to be tons of characters that are serious, tons of characters that represent Jupiter, tons of characters that represent lupus or lepus or water or fire or whatever. But one thing is for sure is that they are being used in conjunction together as alignments, and they are giving dates and alignments. If you got confused, which I'm telling you, it took me a long time to really start to really look at this stuff, just keep going back and watching it. And the more videos that I put out and the more you research the synchromysticism, the number 42, Jupiter, the twins, the Back to the Future predictions, stuff like that, the more you'll get in tune with the code that Hollywood is speaking in. I stay away from people talking in terms of it's Satanism, it's this, it's that. Maybe it is, but I'm just trying to focus on what I can actually show, see, and the actual patterns that are there. And again, you cannot force fit that he isn't. I can't make up that he was in the band Dogstar. I can't make up that he has this tattoo with the wolf, with the cross, with the fire. Him with the wolf, with the cross, with the fire. I can't make any of this up. You know what I mean? None of us can. But they do, because it's their script. Their scripture. Okay? And I get very passionate when I'm talking about this stuff. All right, anyways, I know that was a lot of information for this one video. I wish that I could show you, again, a lot more, but again, it requires showing a lot of movie stuff, and you know how YouTube is, and jerks, there's always somebody wanting to take stuff down or whatever, so I have to be very careful in how I do it. But I would recommend going and checking out Sea Lion's channel on Therion or Charlize AA, like all those synchromysticism videos, because it was through the synchromysticism that I started to see the pattern. Then I went past the pattern, that pattern, to going back to the movies and seeing the characters that were specifically linked with 9/11. And then I started to discover that, wow, they're actually on an actual alignment is being given. That floored me. So then I would be watching more movies and I would see the alignments again over and over and over. They just keep being given. Then I'm listening to certain songs and the alignments are given, and I will show you that also. All right, so you guys have a good day, and again, thank you for bearing with me. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask below, and you have a great day. Bye.